Welcome, everybody. We are back live and at it. Windy City Savage in the house. Go ahead and introduce yourself, co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Pointy Man SG3. How y'all doing tonight? Go ahead.
Alrighty, guys. With that introduction, you know what time it is. All right, holiday season is among us. Besides the Christmas shopping that we have to do, we also have to prepare for one interesting matchup, and that is
War Games.
I couldn't say any better.
How did you fight that? I don't keep doing that.
So they actually had William Regals come out during the announcement of War Games, which was kind of nice to to have on Raw. I didn't expect that at all. So with that being said, it was kind of last minute, it seems like, and as we were talking about this last week. I guess getting close to being like about 2 weeks out.
Yeah, we're 2 weeks out.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So here's so far the lineup that we have for that.
Okay, so ready to you guys.
So we have so far. You announced the other side. I'm gonna announce one side. So let me go first. We got CM Punk on one side, Cody Rhodes, the American Dream that we saw tonight on Raw, and we already know the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso, and they're still finding two more guys for their team.
And they are going against the Vision, the Bronze, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul.
And we still got two more guys for them to find as well. And then, so during the end of the Raw episode tonight, we had an all-out brawl, and we had a returning Rhea Ripley come out to save everybody. And with that, we have we already had this thing already announced, literally. So we're going to name off. I'm going to go first. We have Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and the returning AJ Lee as well. On the face side, on the heels,
the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, Kairi, Sane, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and Becky the Man Lynch.
So far we got a nice stacked up of War Games team. Overall, any thoughts on all this? How it looks? Honestly, I am more surprised that they got all the women decided real quick.
That fast too.
So now we're in the War Games season. So let the speculation begin. We're missing 2 and 2 for face and heels. What do you think for the remaining face and for the remaining heel side for the men?
Cena Roman.
Okay, so you say it's Cena Roman.
Mm-hmm.
What about then the heels? So we got maybe one Brock.
The other one, if the rumors is true, Austin Theory.
I don't know. What about if we get Oba Femi?
I can see that one too.
Yeah, because, okay, so let's put it this way. Let's try to connect the dots here. Tonight, Cena opened Raw with the great promo in Boston, not too far from his hometown, obviously. Crowd favorite. Crowd was hot tonight. It could not have been any better crowd tonight. It was pop, electrified. Everybody was going crazy for Cena himself. So he comes out, cuts a promo, and during that promo, he was talking about his retirement, tournament and tour. Now, Saturday night main event is going to be a night for him, but most importantly, for NXT.
Oh.
So that being said, speculation could be is that the final guy to face Cena could be someone from NXT. Some people said it was Joe Henry, which I'm like, I don't think so. That's a TNA guy, and even if he signs a contract, I don't know, man. He's not a homegrown talent.
Mm-hmm.
Some people could say Trick, but my speculation could be Obafemi. He's already on his way out of NXT and eventually into the main roster. They want to build this guy as the next big guy out there, the next top guy. What better way is for him to retire John Cena himself and go over
and win the Intercontinetal Championship?
Yeah. I mean, look, we all know that Gunther's going to we already know he's going to be in the tournament, but we already kind of thanks to Dave Meltzer, determined that he's going to be the guy. But let's swerve everybody and say if it wasn't Gunther, let's prove Dave wrong.
Yeah.
What better way could it be than Cena himself saying, most importantly, this is a night for NXT. We got a comment, Movie Maker.
Movie Maker, welcome.
What's up?
Someone said Ray turns heel, helps Dom, gets his IC title back from John Cena.
So that would be in Survivor Series, I guess?
I don't know if they're going to have a match in Survivor Series. Maybe it could be the final match.
So you think Dom re-enters the tournament and then it will be Dom and Cena.
It's the final one, right? Not.
I don't see it. So, movie maker, if you have any thoughts to this, elaborate more, please. Because I could see it more of a Survivor Series. Maybe Cena's not in the 5-on-5, and maybe it could be someone else. Maybe it could be LA Knight, since we haven't seen his ass around. It could be LA Knight and Roman. Let's see.
So I personally disagree because how would they make sense of Ray aligning with Dom after 2 years of hate?
I don't know.
Only way would be is if Finn decides to turn his back on Dom pretty soon.
The only way that Ray, aligns with Dom, but then they would both be face.
It could be like a heel thing, kind of.
A heel face.
So like what I'm saying though, sorry, is like if he's not gonna help him, here comes Ray to help him. Finn tries to stop him to make himself the face of the Judgment Day now, or like the face in general. Ray stops him and is like, "Oh, okay, cool. Now I actually help you here to help out your son." Could be something like that,
Yeah, probably feel sorry for him, and then but eventually, Dominic is gonna start turning face if that's the case.
Yeah.
The betrayment
this-
of the Judgment Day.
It's time. He deserves it.
Hey, he deserves to move on finally.
Literally.
I don't think he should be in Judgment Day anymore. I think
No.
that stuff all passed. It's set sail and everything. What else we got here?
It's if they do, it's probably to shock the people. It was an idea someone tweeted about.
Well, we did get a tweet earlier before Raw announcing that this was going to happen, the Intercontinental match between Cena and Dom, and the crowd was already expecting it. The crowd was hot. When Dom came, he got a big reaction, and so we already knew it was time. Dude, that whole promo between him and Dom was electrifying. Honestly, dude, I have not seen a good Cena promo in a while like this. I mean, like his heel run was kind of lackluster when it came to promos. And then, he did bounce back with a couple of things here and there, but tonight felt like this is it. Like this is his final run, and he let everything out. During that promo, when he said, "I'm invincible tonight," in, Boston, he meant it. And dude, that match was a good match, dude. We had that Eddie spot.
Yeah, or even John was like, "Ha, gotcha."
He's like, "I know this spot. I know, I faced Eddie, obviously." Dude, like overall, man, that like we even had so many near falls. So many like, oh damn it, they knocked the ref, so Dom's gonna retain. But like they played it off really well. And
you weren't expecting it.
For an opening match of Raw. Overall, tonight's Raw was a lot better than the other weeks. But look, honestly, that's because of Cena himself. But hey, let's hopefully this keeps going momentum.
The momentum continues to build from here.
Yeah. Obviously we have a new Intercontinental Champion, John Cena. Congrats. Finally
the Grand Slam career of John Cena.
About time, man. You deserve it. So when he did go backstage and celebrate his title, we did see everybody there from SmackDown and Raw and even NXT. It was crazy. Everybody was out there. Even Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, said, "I wouldn't miss it for anything, champ." That's just crazy, man. Honestly, it's like they, obviously they all knew, but it's like, you know what? We're gonna break kayfabe. I mean, it was one of those times where I agree. Time to break kayfabe.
You have to. You have to break the fourth wall.
This is like basically your GOAT. WWE refers this guy as the GOAT.
You know what, dude? Personally, because we're cousins. You know the fact that I wasn't the biggest Cena fan growing up.
Yep.
It was like not his support or nothing, but like honestly, dude, accolade wise, he's GOAT.
Yep, to me, he's the GOAT. I mean, from at least my generation, everybody has a different Mount Rushmore. But look, man, whether you like it or not, you can't disagree. The record is there. The Make-A-Wish is there. The titles are there now.
Yeah, literally.
Everything this guy has broke. Anything, he's super popular. One of the most popular WWE superstars in the last 20 years. You could debate whoever's the most popular. That's up to you. But look, Cena, to me, GOAT, now certified himself as a Grand Slam. What more do you want? This feels like, in a way, Triple H realized I fucked up. I messed up your heel run. And he did give that little promos, saying he is the GOAT. So he did kind of give that nod, like, you're the man, Cena. I'm going to acknowledge you here and this and that. He gave his nod, and it felt like finally it's about time. Let's end this man, but give him his fucking flowers because we gave him a shit show in the beginning. But look, let's just, as fans, erase all that bullshit and let's just acknowledge his final run because this is it. Last month, this is it, guys. No more after this. It can't come any sooner. The more you think about it, the more sad you're gonna get. But at the same time, be happy it happened. Be happy that we can finally see this guy right off to the sunset, get his moment, and what a fucking career that's gonna be. And I'm gonna live stream this. My partner decides to join me that day. He's more than welcome, but I will be there Saturday night's main event, live streaming John Cena's final match. We got a comment.
He said objectively, Cena is the GOAT, but that could also be said about many others. Maybe he should have worded it differently.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I agree. But look, I get what you're saying, but I think it's also Triple H just kind of acknowledging, because like if you heard his promo, he did say we get a lot of criticism, whether it's fans, whether it's podcasters, whether it's this and that. I think it was him kind of jabbing at the fact that, look, I get it, I fucked up. It's like I messed up this whole run. Let's just kick it off in the end as it is what it is. Let's give this man his flowers and let it be. I mean, honestly, I think this has been one of the best Raws I've seen in quite a while. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be on Triple H side tonight. What did he say, Triple H?
Triple H reads the comments.
Oh yeah, of course he does. Oh, you don't think Triple H? Look, I know there was that whole quote that he says he doesn't care what the fans think and the podcasters and all that. No, the guy's in there. The guy's like Tony Khan. He reads the tweets. He's on those podcasters. Like he hears all this criticism and it hits him hard.
Probably one of the viewers is with him right now.
Yeah, it's probably Triple H watching. Like look at these fucking jackasses.
It's so late at night, man. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. Like, damn it. Why am I still awake? Now, well, it's time to play the game. But overall, I can't wait to see this tournament kick off even more. Honestly, I'm excited. I really am.
Maybe that's why it gives people more than Vince used to.
Yeah, probably.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about a little bit of Raw. All right. Besides that,
we have new tag team champions.
We do have new tag team champs. Congrats to that. We also did have LA Knight appear finally.
Yeah.
But then he gets cut off real quick.
Damn.
What is that about? What is going on with LA Knight recently? He hasn't been shown as much,
I don't know.
Okay. Besides all that, besides Dom losing his title, so we also got in the comment.
Bruce Pritchard hates that man. That's why.
Oh yeah, of course, man. But is it really Bruce? I think it's Triple H.
I think it's both of them.
Yeah, I think everybody just hates LA Knight.
It's because LA Knight's just the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. We also got Nikki Bella.
Oh dear God.
Turning heel.
Thank God.
Honestly, I thought that was a great moment for tonight. The fact that Cena was out there, close to his hometown. We have Nikki Bella come out, turn heel, rips her top off. Not literally, by the way, but rips her red top to show the black top. Like, yep, I'm heel again. I'm going after that title because she rolls Stephanie Vaccare's title up and says, I'm going after this. I mean, we saw it coming little by little. We shouldn't be surprised that this finally happened. I think this is the right direction for Nikki because she hasn't done much as a face. She hasn't really connected with the fans. And this is going to help elevate both wrestlers because, okay, Nikki doesn't need it, but Stephanie Vaccare does. And then Nikki's pretty good on the mic, whether you like to admit it or not. She could hold her own on the mic and help Stephanie Vaccare get her to that position at that point. What do you think of that one?
First, I read the comments.
He turned Jade heel, now Nikki heel. Yep.
Then before that, now I think Triple H agreed to bring him in. It can't be Triple H that hates LA Knight. So, to answer your question, it's smart. It's good for business. You're right. On heel-wise, she's better on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Heel-wise. Promo-wise, she's better on the mic when heel. I just want to see, though, how it's going to really, push her to be a champion now. I feel like for War Games, it's gonna be her versus Stephanie McCarr,
Okay.
and I feel like Stephanie's gonna win, but it's gonna be like one of those like Nikki maybe go a little bit technical, a little bit dirty. I can see it happening. But you're right. As a face, she hasn't connected with fans. People are not giving her any pops. Even her hometown in Scottsdale didn't get a pop. Anywhere, she just hasn't gotten a pop. She hasn't gotten any reaction. So it's like, I think maybe this could be even WWE's way of saying, dude, we've tried everything with you. We laid you off for a little bit of time, brought you back. Even then, you still didn't get a pop. We brought you back home, didn't get a pop. So it's like you haven't gotten that connection that you're supposed, that organic connection with the fans. It's like you're there to save, but it's like that's it. So this could work for her. It could.
Agree.
If we really thought about it, what is the face to heel ratio right now on both rosters, Raw and SmackDown? Heels are very small. It's a limited, man.
I think on SmackDown, I disagree. I think heels run
Yeah, heels
more
run.
on SmackDown, and Raw, it seems like there's more faces. I feel like there's an unbalance of it. Well, I think for the women on Raw, it's balanced. For the men,
Mm-mm.
I think there's more face on
Yeah.
Raw. On SmackDown, it just seems heels run both sides. Oh, speaking of SmackDown, we did. All right, so this is controversial to me, but we did get a new United States champion. Look, I like Chelsea Green, but honestly, it just seems like they bury Gulio at this point. I don't, dude, they just dropped the ball on her. She has so much potential. She's great in the ring. Yes, I get it. English is limited, but I don't see her any different between her and Stephanie because we have heard Julia speak English pretty decent. Not the best, pretty good. Okay, I get it. Wasn't connecting with the fans, but was that really her fault? I don't think so. I think this is just bad booking overall. And I get it too. Chelsea Green with the title was a lot better. I do agree with that. I think Chelsea Green is gold. I just don't know, man. This is the whole issue is what was the point to even put the title on her in the first place? To have her drop it off in 3 minutes of a match. 3. I could understand a 10-minute match and said, all right, cool, drop the belt. I don't think I would have been that mad. A little bit of mad, not that mad. But for 3 minutes, I don't know. I think there's a lot of issues on SmackDown when it comes to creative right now that needs to get fixed. Do I think Chelsea Green as champion is a lot better? Of course, 100%. I think whatever she's doing right now is gold, and I think she should keep pushing her on the top. But I don't think they should have had her drop the title if they weren't ready to push Julia to the moon at that point. Comment as well.
2 comments. Maybe they need a draft. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with her. Imagine if they gave her the Stephanie treatment.
Yeah, so I think she could have benefited from that, but the issue is SmackDown is just second rate, and I feel like at this point, everybody's mindset, creative controls, focus on Raw, and SmackDown's like, well, you're a show we have to obligate to. So let's just mess around and have some fun. Because I did watch SmackDown last Friday, and dude, it's just sometimes I complain about Raw being bad. SmackDown's just worse, way worse. So much like it just feels like filter. It feels like we watched this already last week. And let's just put it this way. You didn't watch SmackDown 2 weeks ago and you tune in now, you don't really miss much. Okay, the only thing is the Dragunov Open Challenge. Best thing on SmackDown. Hands down.
You did tell me that.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, though, his promos. Okay, yeah, the whole Drew McIntyre was somewhat decent. You know, the whole him fighting and going against each other, and then Nick Aldis saying, all right, you're suspended, you know, and all this stuff, you know, without pay. Oh, by the way, we're going to remember that because we're going to mention this pretty soon in some other segment. Remember that whole segment with him and Nick Aldis, all right? But this whole I can see why ratings are down below 1 million. Because honestly, this is just horrible booking. It really is. Comments.
Can you imagine if the first hour with John Cena never happened tonight? How great would Raw have been?
It wouldn't have been that great. Look, Cena really pushed the atmosphere on this and kind of pushed this crowd into excitement. And it did help Raw the next 2 hours, or really, actually, that whole promo took about 20 something minutes. The match took about another 20. So, yeah, like 40 minutes. So it did help set the momentum. That's a big chunk of time.
Yeah.
So after that, it was easy peasy. And Raw did help elevate itself afterwards easily. It was, like I said, one of the best Raws I've seen in quite a while. And I'll stick by that, which, again, you had Cena. Take him off the picture next week. Is it going to be the same?
I really hope WWE knows what to do when Cena's gone. If they think ratings are bad, now wait until next year. So, mind if I kind of chime into something that you kind of said?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Julia losing the women's U.S. title.
Okay.
Dude, it's not just that title. It's every single title that the women have. WWE doesn't know what to do with them. It's a miracle that Becky Lynch has been champion this long.
Okay.
That's one.
Right.
Two, tag team champions are literally being tossed around like an inter-office envelope. And then the women's champion, then the U.S. women's champion was like, we all know you love her. We all know y'all love Chelsea Green. See what Julie does. But because we were still so high on Chelsea, all right, cool. We tried it. Never mind. It's not gonna work. There is no more of an organic feel like, hey, pass by us through the rough spot, which is like your first month as champion.
Right.
We're gonna give you a couple matches and keep moving forward. That's it. What I said, Becky Lynch's title is like the most important right now.
It is.
Because she's actually shown. She's champion. She's walking around.
She's cutting
matches.
promos.
She's having matches and everything. Even if it's not against for a match, it's just literally just her cutting promos. And that's the thing, dude. I think that WWE just in general just don't know what to do with the women's division.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a gimmick match, they don't know what to do with it.
And not only that's a shame, because the thing is just that right now the women are killing it when it comes to match-wise. Quality of matches, I think the women give the best matches of the week.
They do. And again, like I said, I agree with you. But again, I'll go back to what I just said. Unless it's a gimmick match. So, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell, War Games, Elimination Chamber, they don't know what to do with them.
No.
Because if you think about it, title it's from hand to hand to hand. It's really rare you see a champion right now that continuously defends it at least once a month in the women's division, keep it for almost a year.
I mean, Chelsea Green was doing a good job at first. Obviously, they took it off of her and then just real quick. So, like I said, bad creative at that point, and they just don't know what they're doing in that whole division at all.
And it's both brands, not just one. We can't just say SmackDown's worse than Raw. Raw's worse than SmackDown. No, it's literally both divisions. They don't know what they're doing. Maxine is about to go on a whole nother level. Literally, she is, because she keeps getting dragged in because of Becky.
And then we have the debut of Lash Legend on the brand of SmackDown, which is a great addition. It's just not enough. We need more star powers. We need more call up from NXT. We don't need NXT to bounce to Raw. That's Raw is stacked when it comes to women.
Yeah.
We need NXT women to jump on SmackDown and fill in that hole, because we need more elevation in there. Because right now, to me, the lowest denominator overall is SmackDown.
Yeah.
And SmackDown needs a lot more help, because honestly, I could see why it's suffering more than Raw. It's a lot worse. It just feels like they're trying to obligate for USA and just say, you know what, just here, take the show. We're gonna just give you whatever, you know. It's honestly, man, the whole product is horrible right now on SmackDown.
I think Nia Jackson's a new finisher.
I mean, she needs a whole new moveset, that's for sure. So look, I agree with you on all that. Let's just hope for the best for the next couple of weeks, and let's see if things shape around for War Games, but don't hold your breath too long. Let's get into some quick news after this comment.
Because USA Network literally has no other good programming.
Hey, wait a minute. Law and Order. Everybody loves Law and Order. You cannot say that. I watch that stuff.
SVU.
SVU, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
This one?
Let's go into that one right there.
This one?
Yep. All righty, guys. So we have some issues going on with GoFundMe. So I'll put it this way. You guys remember Rich Holland got injured, right? Was out of action, got injured in a TNA show, and Obligation now Okay, we're gonna get into a deep discussion on here. Okay, Rich Holland got injured in the TNA taping. Okay, and he was out for a couple of long weeks ahead of him. He did tweet out some stuff in frustration at WWE saying that they should pay my bills. The least they could do. I'm out of money. What am I gonna do for my family? I have support them, yet they can't bill me for what they call, they can't pay for my surgery, blah blah blah. All right. So he tweeted this out of frustration in his part. That's what he said. WWE releases on the next couple of days. He's out. All right. They didn't like that because at any point they could just terminate your contract. That had him in a down position, right? One of his family members, supposedly one of his family members, and I think it was his mom, started a GoFundMe campaign, right? So they set a goal for 60,000, and I think they got a lot of donations, including the first one was at Chelsea Green, donated $1,000 and was going to donate one every single week. Congrats to Chelsea. That's a real one. Look, you're supporting your friends. Honestly, it's great. Almost donated as well. Jinder Mahal, which is also battling some injuries, donated as well. Okay, so a couple of people. I think it's Nick Jackson, which I thought he was broke. According to the Broke Bucks, breaking character. But Nick Jackson did donate as well. And look, whoever donated, congrats to you guys. All right. You guys are helping, a wrestler that does have this in need. Okay. So here's the issue that comes about. So Holland himself, actually, want to read the quote?
So Holland himself said this, and I quote, "Thank you for all your incredible support shown through the GoFundMe campaign," Holland wrote. "However, I want to clarify that I was not aware the page was going live and no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I've since requested that no further donations should be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. Once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I'll be donating said amount to charity," he continued. "I sincerely apologize if the page caused any upset or offense. That was never the intention. Thank you for understanding and kindness."
All right, so put it this way. When he said all this, the whole GoFundMe thing was already live and at it for 4 days.
Dang.
So it was 4 days. He made a lot of money. Okay. All right, let's get down to discussion. It's going to be our opinions and our opinions only. Disagree, agree, doesn't matter. It's
Firstly,
our opinion.
Don't hinder the gender.
Well, yeah, man. Don't hinder the gender. Well, I don't think we'll ever see that guy back in WWE, but
No.
yeah. Hopefully he does well in the independent scene. So let's talk about that, actually. Everything. Okay, so overall, look, we know Rich Holland is the guy who injured Big E.
Yeah.
All right, and no fault of his own, it was just a freak accident. Some fans like to say, oh, he deserves this because, what he did to Big E. Look, it was an accident. It happened. Both men talk. Big E said it himself. He doesn't blame Rich Holland. He says accidents happen. Don't worry about it. We're so cool. We're so friends. Big E was positive about this. And look what happened to Big E. If anything, he moved on to bigger things. And now has a set role in WWE for life, probably.
Literally. Yeah.
Worked out for him. All right. And then, so let's talk about the whole TNA issue. Okay. And that is this. Dave Meltzer did comment a little bit on this. So let's see what your take is. All right. WWE, NXT wrestlers, because Rich Holland was in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
He went back into the, second brand promotion, and he did have an obligation to wrestle. Big E learned what not to do from Bret Hart. Yeah. Yeah. So put it this way. Rich Holland had an obligation to be in a TNA taping, right? That's where he gets injured.
Okay.
He didn't get paid any extra going to TNA for that obligation. It was part of his contract. So what Dave Meltzer is saying is that a lot of WWE wrestlers right now, since the TNA, deal that they have going on, have obligations to go to TNA. They're not getting paid any extra, and it's what's expected on them on their contract. What do you think of all that? You think that's fair for set wrestlers in WWE? In 1 week, they have to do 2 shows. Let's just say that. Let's say 1 week, they have to be in NXT. on Thursday or whenever TNA tapes, you have to be on there too. You're not getting paid any extra. And most of these wrestlers, by the way, don't get paid for travel expenses unless you're top star. I don't think anyone in NXT really gets that top star treatment.
No.
So you're paying all this expensive out of your pocket, by the way, and you still got to be there. And you get injured on another company's watch. No one's covering it, though. How do you feel about all that? There's more to discuss on all this, though. We're only going to set the surface right now. So this is a good one. This is a controversial one, man. There's a lot of good shit happened this weekend.
I'm gonna go back and forth. Humanitarian wise, it's wrong. They should pay him more because, again, he's not paying for travel. Excuse me, he's not getting paid for travel expenses. They're getting reimbursed for it.
Nothing.
So he has to fly to another city in X amount of time because they're never close to each other. One could be in Los Angeles, the other one could be in California. Excuse me, not California, in New York City.
Yep.
So you have to catch a flight, then train, do what you have to do, basically sleep the little bit you're gonna sleep.
Oh yeah.
Do everything and then go forward.
Right.
So you're not even 50% ready for that match. Now, I see that side, but I also see the corporate side.
Boo. Go ahead, though.
And the reason why, because where I work at, it's in the financial world. So if one branch is basically they're low on people, and if you are closer to maybe 10 minutes from your house, but it's like, hey, this branch is like an hour away from you, they need your help.
But that's the thing, though.
And you just go in and you're like, all right, cool. Now I got to fly all the way over there.
But that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You're saying low on. TNA is not low on talent.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, too.
But it's like if they had, like, for whatever reason, they had him booked there. For whatever reason, they had him booked. So it's like, as I said, I see both sides. I see it's like, dude, you guys didn't need him, but I can see why they need him as well.
I don't even think they need it. They don't need any NXT superstars. They just want a good partnership. So they'll send you the jobbers in TNA. But I get what you're saying. But to me, the whole thing is this, though. Injury.
Of course.
You don't think if your company someone gets injured and your company's watch, they cover it.
Of course.
They're liable. Here, independent contractors.
Of course.
Yet these independent contractors are getting fucked even more.
Of course.
Because they're not getting paid any extra.
Of course.
So one, you're saying, okay, you're an independent contractor. Sorry, no benefits. But hey, I still need you to go over here and work your ass off. And you have more of a cost and a risk to get injured instead. So you're double booking, double working, more risk of injury. But when you do get injured, guess what, man? We don't need you anymore. You don't matter to us. The way TKO pretty much showed all of us is that everybody's disposable. Your only value when you're 100% healthy, because that's what it seemed.
I think at this point is if Rich Holland would have just shut the hell up and not said anything on Twitter, on X, that was something different.
Cool. Here's the thing. He wasn't getting paid either way.
I get he wasn't getting paid. However, though, bite the bullet.
Oh, by the way, here's the thing. He only had 2 weeks left in his contract.
So they were going to renew him anywhere.
This is the whole issue. Don't you think at least the right thing would have been done is to pay out the rest of his medical bills? What do you think some of these wrestlers, hell, even Chelsea Green, WWE, paid for some of these bills? Because they know that in their heart, this was wrong of WWE to do.
Well,
TKO, it doesn't matter. All of them. WWE, TKO, everybody. Mm-hmm. They're all at fault. Can't just blame one and the other if no one stood up for the guy. Only a couple of wrestlers, his friends, stood up for him. Here's the thing. WWE shut down Chelsea Green pretty quick. Once they saw her posting on Twitter, donate. I'm going to donate 1,000. Please donate to help him. Sooner or later, like a day later, it was all deleted. WWE got her. And everybody else that wasn't WWE. And let's put it this way. On SmackDown, right after this whole Drew McIntyre and Nick Aldis incident, we did had a scene backstage, right? In one of their little videos that is this say, it threw a jab at Rich Holland where Drew's like, you can't suspend me. and not pay me, you're taking away food out of my family, plate and all this.
Yeah,
That was a jab to Rich Holland.
was a big one.
Because Nick Aldis says you should have thought about that before you got yourself in trouble. That's a fucking clear jab. Kind of tasteless in my eyes.
It was very tasteless.
And look, we're gonna talk about Rich Holland too, because he's also not off of this. Because also this should be a clear message to everybody, and for him too. That let's put it this way. We'll get into that. But to me, I don't know, man. I feel like this left a sour taste in my mouth that WWE does. Just release the guy, used them, booked them, injured them. You're useless. You're disposable. It kind of shows them they're tasteless. They have no heart. So that where we get into independent contractors.
Mm-hmm.
Let that be a lesson to everybody out there. You're disposable. They don't care about you. You could make it to the big leagues, but once you get injured, they could just dispose of you like that.
Literally.
They saw value in you right then and there. But once they saw your potential going down, and then you got injury, and of course, yeah, him saying what he did help get the door out quicker in 2 weeks.
So much quicker.
But dude, they're not going to pay for your medical expenses,
especially if it's not in your contract.
And I don't think it's fair for them to double work as well. But as far as Rich Holland too, man, dude, like I get it. He was making six figures, all right, give or take. He was making 100, 200 grand a year.
Well, according to what I just read, it said the fact that he lost 200,000 signing an extension with the company.
Okay, so let's put it this way: he lost that much money. He was making about six figures, regardless. Okay, sorry, I had a hiccup. So put it this way: he was making a lot of money to some people, but when it comes down to travel, food, gym memberships, you got to rent cars, you got to bring out your family, plus your other family expenses. And I think he did get real estate somewhere in Vegas in a nice ass house. So he thought, also, this is on him. He thought he was going to be an all lifer WWE. That was your mistake.
Yep.
Two is that don't assume that you're going to be all lifer with these guys, where they could dispose of you just like that. Better financial decisions should have been made. That was also on him. That I'm a put in on him. Like, dude, you cannot assume that they're going to keep you forever. Because look at the stars that were bigger than you. Jinder Mahal. It's one of them. He was a lot bigger. Disposed. And we could go Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai. I mean, there's so many. We're not going to go through that. The fact is, better financial decisions should have been made. Should not assume. Should have put some money away in case of an injury. All right. Your GoFundMe, great. He did say that he was going to put the rest in charity once he gets it back. You know, when he starts working on the indie scenes. I don't think that's going to happen. I'll tell you why. You recover from injury. It's going to happen, right? Give that a year. You come back to the indie scenes. You'll make decent money, but you're not a Matt Cardona. You're not a Killer Cross. You don't have that big fan base unless you build it from here on there. You did what they did and get the internet on your side. I don't see that in him. We don't really knew who this guy was until he injured Big E, like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And even then, what do you remember this guy? Like anyone else besides the Big E injury? You don't really remember this guy. So you don't have that fan base. Why do you assume you're going to make a lot of money in the indies like that? It's not going to happen. You're going to get booked, and you're probably going to make a good living. I'm not going to say he doesn't make a good living to support himself, but there's no way with that money you make, you're going to return the favor and donate it to charity. I don't believe it. I honestly don't. I feel like that's cap. I think that's not going to happen. And if it does, I'll be shocked. And I'll eat crow. But I find that hard to believe in this day and age with inflation. And I'm sure the man is hurting right now. I don't deny that at all. Like, I guarantee you, yes, him and his family are struggling. And hopefully he gets out of this. Because I don't want to see anyone else suffer, any other wrestler that puts their body on the line, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the better decision should have been made. And this goes to show anyone out there, all you independent contractors, you're not safe. You're disposable. When the time comes and WWE's like, well, you don't mean nothing to us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Loyalty out the door. We've seen it so many times. There's no such thing as loyalty in this company. It really isn't. Um, any other takes on this?
Again, you're right. Ray Talon should have made better decisions financially. He should have put his family in a better spot. Um, to anyone out there that's listening, don't always think you find that the grass is greener where you are and you're set for life. You're not. You're literally dispensable.
Yep.
If your employer was to look at your whatever is the biggest thing costing them money, it's an employee. So at this point, give it always 110%. You know, whatever it is. If you only give 100, give 100%. Give whatever you can though, every single time. Because remember, at the end of the day, you are dispensable, and they're gonna get you for someone cheaper, someone younger, someone they could just toss
you
around and just whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Literally, it happens, and it doesn't matter whether it's WWE, AEW, corporate America, non-corporate America. It doesn't matter.
In the indie scenes.
And the indie scenes, unless it's your own company, then yeah, you fight your ass off and you keep moving forward. But at the end of the day, if you're an employee and someone else writing your check, you have no loyalty to you. May have loyalty to them, but they don't have loyalty to you.
Especially if they label you as independent contractors.
Yep,
that's the red flag in any department.
Or if the moment you say you sign an at-will contract, that's it right there. It's basically you're an independent contractor.
Yeah. Yeah, that just goes to show you, just always plan for the worst too. Have some money set aside for injuries and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of wrestlers are a lot smarter these days than they were when they were, back in the 90s and 80s when everybody thought this was going to last forever and they kept going. And we saw a lot of these 80s and 90s wrestler suffers. A lot of people are smart enough, but there's still a majority of wrestlers that think this is forever.
It's not even that, dude. This is the fact that there's people who are just like, I signed with WWE. I made the big bucks. You know what? Right now, I hit a bump in my road to get to, the John Cena status or the Roman Reigns status. It's a snag, but I got this. How about you build yourself up and then go based off your lifestyle?
But I mean, even then, it's like this. You always need a backup plan. I mean, there's a lot of people that shit on Marco Stunt. Remember him?
Yeah.
The Jungle Boy dancer, Yeah, he had no charisma. Yeah, he wasn't anything. He was just a backup dancer, basically, for, Jungle Express and all that. But recently, he did a video where he works as a car salesman. And everybody's shitting on him in the comments. But in reality, the man did well for himself. He has a kid. He's trying to support his kid. And it looks like he made it if he's doing a fucking commercial. It looks like he made it, in my eyes. Like, he made it in that field. Congrats to him.
Yeah.
Finding something to do outside of wrestling. He's retired of wrestling. He's going full-time in car sales, and he looks like he's doing good. To me, that's a win. You made it. You made your 15 minutes of fame. Look, didn't work out. Doesn't work out for everyone. All right? You continue wrestling, or you get out the field, do something else, find more success.
I mean, people from Hollywood do it all the time.
Yeah.
So many actors are now working 9 to 5s. Look at the chick from Matilda. Look at the little girl from Matilda.
I don't know. I never watched that movie.
It's a classic, man. But yeah, look at her now. She went on and she's like, I'm done with this. And she went ahead and she went to college and now is a writer or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no shame to do, any type of job in the end to feed yourself. So always find a trade. Always find something out there that you're good at just in case, like a backup. You know what I mean? Because you never know, especially with wrestling injuries. Like, look what happened to Big E. Okay, Big E, had the charisma and already had a spot in WWE. But what if that was someone else? You know what I mean? What if it was one of these other wrestlers that are less known, out the business? Guess what? Good luck. Now you got to find some other job. Be prepared for the worst if you're ever in that type of situation. If you're a wrestler out there or anybody in general. But look, let's just see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
I really do wish him really good success.
Oh yeah, of course. Alrighty. We have Tegan Knox and her partner, Miranda, walking out of AEW's Collision taping. All right. So a little story and background on this. So these guys debuted on a match against Megan Bayne and Shafir. Okay? Debut match. The match did not go well, I guess, in both parties' eyes. And if you could watch the match back, it did look like there was a lot of frustration with Megan Bayne, especially that that Tegan Knox and her partner, this is a real life partner, by the way.
Okay.
yeah, they weren't no selling. They were trying to sabotage the match. They felt the type of way, how things were going about. So it looked like there was a lot of frustrations in both parties' eyes. All right, cool. Shit happens. All right, your debut match. Let's move on. We go into Collision.
Okay.
Booking starts and says, "Hey, guess what? You're going to go against Anna Jay
And Conti.
Yep, and it's only going to be 3 minutes."
Dang.
So look, I get this. I'm gonna get a little bit, but I'm also gonna be more on one side. I'm gonna admit this. I'm gonna be a lot more on one side than the other. All right, I get this. You're Tegan Knox and your partner, and you both guys, one of you guys came from WWE, and you're like, well, damn, man, going from the big times to this, what the fuck? 3 minutes. We just had a debut match where we lost, and we're gonna have a 3-minute match, and we're gonna lose too. Okay, I think they were gonna lose. I'm not sure, but I assume they're gonna lose too. They said, you know what, we can't do this. Like we're just gonna leave. And I guess they talked to a few people, and they said it was okay. That's fine. You can go ahead and leave. Nothing. Supposedly there was no bad blood, but then a lot of people were claiming in the locker room that there was bad blood. That this was stupid. They shouldn't have walked out. And look, okay, Tegan Knox, I get it. You were in WWE, but you really didn't amount to too much.
I was gonna say, what she ever doing in WWE?
She had a little spark, and she was in the main roster, but then I guess she got put back into NXT, if I remember correctly. She had a little spark. I will give her that. But it just didn't amount to anything. And then eventually she did get released. And then you finally, okay, so I think it was like a couple of weeks back, she was saying that in the independent scenes, it's harder for her to get booked right now. All right, you finally got booked, not in the indie scenes, but the second major promotion in wrestling. Damn, that's pretty good. But you didn't like your first match. And the hell you didn't like the way the second match was going to go. You decide to walk out of there to accompany the second biggest promotion in the industry and say, you know what, this doesn't work for me, brother. Shout out to Hulk Hogan. And just walk out of there. Even though, let's just say, both parties were mutual at the time. The locker room talks. They're going to get into people's ears backstage and be like, what the hell was this about? And those people that said it was cool, let's say even if it was Tony Khan that told him, it's fine, you go ahead, leave. No worries. It's all right. We'll see you next week. And then he's going to be like, you're right. That is messed up. I don't want these people back.
Yeah.
You have an obligation. When things don't work out the way you want, guess what you do? You sign up for this shit. Yeah, they paid you. You go out, have that match, do it anyways. If you're going to get squashed, get squashed. Because you never know. One day, you might get called up.
Yeah.
Put it this way. Let's name some. And look, I get it. AEW has some dumb matches. I'm not going to lie. A 3-minute match sounds stupid. I'm going to agree with that. But let's name some notable wrestlers in AEW that were stuck in stupid gimmicks, but eventually got out of there and became champion. FDR. Some stupid gimmicks, yes. But became champion eventually. My favorite. Swerve Strickland was with the tag team with Keith Lee. Kind of dumb for how big Swerve Strickland could have been at the time. But instead thrown into a tag team was kind of stupid. But guess what? He became champion. This is my favorite. Tony Storm.
Yep.
Really was like the second biggest name in the group with Paige. And I forgot what's her name, the one that just got pregnant and left. But doesn't matter. And then eventually got out of there, got her own gimmick. Now was champion.
Yep. And very, very well known.
Yep. MJF. Cody's sidekick.
Yeah.
Eventually, like I said, everybody has their bad gimmicks. Everybody goes through squash matches. But sometimes you make it out of there. You're a team player. You build your way up. Sky Blue, all right, homegrown AEW talent, was very developmental wrestler. You could tell she was young. She was like in her
Yeah.
20s. Chicago too, by the way. But eventually she won over the crowd and started developing better as a wrestler. And now she's in that mid-tier range, right?
Yeah.
And she's still young. Never know. She might get a world champion eventually. The point is, play your cards right. You know, you're complaining that you're not getting booked last couple of weeks and indie scenes. When you finally do, I
You
don't
walk
like
out.
it. Yeah, you walk out. That just looks bad in my fucking eyes. What do you think?
I agree with you. You're signed up to do a job, regardless of how you feel. It's a job. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's a job. So you're signed up to do the job. Cool. You know you don't like it. You do the spot. Fucking get paid. Cool. We got paid. We had to get paid. Hey, Tony, can we have a conversation? Listen, last week we did this week this. How can we fix this? What can I do to make it better? It's still a damn employment. It's still a damn job.
Exactly.
So if you're like already on the teeter-totter about it, like not liking where you're at in your job, hey, supervisor, what can I do to get better? Hey, supervisor, my production's down. What you notice about me?
Exactly.
So at this point, it's like, it's stupid what she did.
Yeah. Look, get squashed next week. Get squashed next week. But be like, hey, Tony, I got an idea. What if we did this? Because at that point, they see that you're coming in every week.
Because even Tony Khan being more open to creative ideas.
Yeah.
It's like right there, you have the moment, you have the gimmick to do it.
But not only that, but you're a team player.
Yeah.
He sees you like, well, you're getting squashed. Let's change it up for you. You know, how about we throw you here, we throw you there. And if you work the character right, you work the storylines right, you develop, you might get momentum and you might get over. But look, walking out is kind of challenged in my eyes. You're not going to get anywhere in life. So what it looks like to me is that she did go on Twitch and did comment and says, look, I'm probably only going to be in wrestling another year. Fine. But that just shows you didn't have heart. That just shows that there's a reason why these indie scenes didn't want to book you. You were probably too difficult to book.
Yeah.
She wanted to probably go over in every single match.
Oh, you mean Mercedes Moné? My bad.
No, Mercedes Moné is actually a good wrestler. Don't ever throw my girl out there like that. Anyways, look, put it this way. She's a mid-tier wrestler. She has no credibility like those type of wrestlers for the indie scenes. I'm sorry. She just doesn't. There's kind of I'll give her a top notch over Rich Holland. But really, it's nothing to get leverage on. Look, I get it. Know your worth. But at the same time, companies know your worth.
But also at the same time, be humble during your struggle.
That too. Yeah.
And I feel like she doesn't know her struggle. Because she's like, look, man, I was in WWE. I was this in WWE. It's like, doesn't fucking matter what you were.
Mm-hmm.
What are you now? Nobody. Cool. Get your ass in there and do what you gotta do. That's it. Plain and simple.
Well, this all shows me that she has no heart in wrestling. She doesn't want to be in the wrestling scene for too much longer, it seems like. And probably going to go that influencer way, which, hey, if it works out for you. But don't complain about not getting booked. And when you get booked, you walk out. We all read the reports. And look, maybe there's two sides to every story. Maybe there's stuff that is not out there yet. But it just looks really bad. Doesn't really seem like she really said anything different on her side of the story. So, I don't know. Look, it just overall looks bad. I don't know, man. There's just not much to say. There's one thing I'm just going to say. We're going to agree on AEW side, and we don't really agree with everything they do. But in the end, this is just best for business, right?
Really is.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the next topic. Sticking to AEW, we have an announcement on Dynamite that there is a new title that Tony Khan says is coming out. You know, Tony, he loves his titles. He loves his new stuff. And we have a new national heavyweight champion title coming about. Look, I think it's called national champion, but we already have a NWA national heavyweight champion. And a wrestler holds that title right now in NWA Power. That wrestler used to be an ex-Spirit Squad member, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Mondo.
Mikey.
He was it's just funny seeing him how he looked back then in the Spirit Squad And then seeing him now, he looks like completely different fucking
Literally.
person. I was like, what the fuck? This is not the guy I remembered. But he did make a promo. He did cut it out. He did attack AEW. Right now, let me give some background. AEW and NWA are not getting along in the best of terms.
No.
And it all comes down to one thing. Supposedly, and it kind of makes sense. So it all comes down to this one thing. That is AEW Shockwave. Remember that?
Yeah.
AEW Shockwave was supposed to be the next brand to come up after Rampage disappeared. Supposedly, you're going to rumor to debut on Fox, but Fox didn't want it. But they were shopping that around until NWA say, wait a minute, we've used that name for a PLE or something before. You can't just take that from us. So they threatened to sue. I know Tony Khan was mad, a little bothered. So I feel like this is Tony's way of throwing the jab back at NWA. Taking one of their titles' name, saying we're introducing this new title, now having more beef with NWA itself when you have the National World Heavyweight Champion calling your ass out. This is what Mike Mondo had to say.
He said, and I quote, "Let me be clear. There's only one NWA and there's only one prestigious national championship that holds legit lineage and has for decades. So to Tony Khan or anyone else confused, here's the legit title with the company belongs to and the legit national champion. My name is Mike Mondo."
And he held the title up and he showed out. Honestly, I don't know how the AEW title is going to look about these. So, what the fuck is okay? So, what is your okay? Let's just start off with this. What do you think for AEW a national title means?
Nothing.
So you don't think so? Okay, so which one was it? Was it the Continental title? That was supposed to be, I think it was the Continental title that was supposed to be their ideas of traveling all over the Indies and even Japan and outside the country and defending it and representing AEW in that type of way. I thought it was a good idea. I thought, hey, why not get eyes on the product by going to your local indie shows and be like, oh, fuck, that's AEW. And be like, I know that company and bringing eyes to the product. But they didn't really do that. No. They failed to do that. They merged that title with the other title, and now Okada's the lineage holder. This just seems another title to start off with. Hey, guess what? We kind of fucked up. And I kind of think we should add another title to make up for the one title that we merged together. Because I don't know, man. This whole lineage shit, this whole AEW title stuff.
He's like trying to be boxing.
Man, basically. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, the WBO, WBC, and all that crap. Tony's going to start naming these titles.
Like the Intergalactic Heavyweight title.
That could be the next one. I wouldn't put past Tony that if he takes that name from you right now, Movie Maker.
Here's one thing.
What's up?
Trademark that. Trademark a Movie Maker because you can get paid.
You sue Tony, and then he's going to start stealing your content.
Literally. Here's my thing, though. One thing that WWE was good at for a long time was limiting the prize. Not everybody was a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the 90s when everybody was a champion? Not a lot of people wanted to watch the product because it was like, what title then holds lineage? So you scrap so many titles just to keep your Intercontinental, US, and 2 champions and your tag team. See what I'm saying? Now it's like Tony's trying to take a page out of that one, the Milky Way, to trademark it. So now Tony Khan's trying to take a page out of that because he's like, so the Attitude Era was great. But one thing that they did, and we're going to do it better, titles. Titles galore.
Well, in the 90s, you did have the European title. I know which titles you're talking about. European, light heavyweight,
Intercontinental,
and hardcore.
You're not
going to tell me those 3 titles were not badass. With the lightweight, did have some decent matches. Now, they weren't your cruiserweights like WCW.
Yeah.
But they were pretty good. Some of these matches were pretty good, I'm not going to lie.
Taka Michinoku.
European was pretty memorable. I'm actually kind of mad that they got rid of that title.
Which one?
The European title. That was a memorable. I love that title more than I love the Intercontinental title. My opinion. Hardcore match. Enough said. But look, I guess my point is this: there's a right way, and there's a wrong way. Tony does it the wrong way, where yes, you bring the shock value, but after you bring the shock value, you have these tournaments, which I actually do love these tournaments. I always do. I think it's a good way to bring attention to your product. And some of these tournaments have really good matches.
They really do.
But then afterwards, when you win your tournaments, you win your titles, the guy gets their titles, they don't really do much with them.
Nope.
So again, you have the right ideas, you just don't have the execution. And that's always been Tony's big thing, fumbling the fucking ball.
Literally. Couple comments. So, remember we booed the hell out of the Universal title when they revealed it? Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, we all did.
It was a big red strap. LOL.
It was a Whopper. Angry Whopper.
Looked like a fruit roll-up. That too.
I remember looking at it and like, why the fuck does this remind me of Burger King's Angry Whopper at the time?
Literally.
So yeah. We're already starting the tournament. It's gonna happen. I guess now we can't really do anything about it. Do we think it's dumb? I think we all agree. Yes, it's kind of dumb. It's laughable. It's not shocking. And not too long ago, they already announced the women's tournament for the tag team for their titles. That was a matter of time because they're going to compete with WWE.
Pretty soon they're going to do the trios title too.
Well, let's put it this way: I could understand the women's tag team. That made sense. But couldn't you wait a little longer before announcing another title?
Nope.
That just doesn't make sense. Where you want to announce 2 weeks ago the women's tag team title, and now you're doing this national title, and then eventually give it another 2 weeks, and they're going to do the supposedly rumored father and son title that they had actually in the books for quite a while when Christian and Nick Wayne were a tag team. The whole, that whole stable, if you remember that. That was the actual thing, supposedly. We don't know if that's confirmed, but there's heavily rumored that that was supposed to be a thing.
Tony seems to be learning from all of the wrong things Vince did.
Man, who knows? I mean, Vince could have been his idol.
Probably.
Yeah, even though he probably likes to stick it to Vince, maybe he just enjoys the stuff. I mean, Tony's a wrestling fan. Tony's a mark in the end of the day. I like Tony Khan. I think he's a good person. Personally, I think he's done a lot of good for wrestling.
He has. He really has. He did bring him back to life, but they don't know whether they want to say it or not.
Not only that, but he's done a lot of good things to wrestlers and wrestlers' family, taking care of Brody's family. Yeah. And then, I mean, he's just done a lot. I mean, he did well with Sting.
Yeah.
Look, he does a lot of wrong, but he's also
he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, but he's not a creative guy.
No.
He's a mark. You don't want me booking your shit. I'm a mark. You don't want me booking my shit. That's just dumb. You need writers. You need creative control. You need a whole creative team. You don't just need Tony Khan and one writer. You need a whole fucking field of them. And guys that are willing to argue with each other. And then when they finally all agree together at the storyline, that's it.
It's magic.
It's magic. That's the one. We all agree. That's it.
But it's just even better. Why don't you get AI?
But the thing is, Tony's he has a bunch of yes men around him. And nobody wants to argue with them because nobody wants to get on his bad side because they're all scared that they're going to get, blacklisted. And it might be true. They might get blacklisted. I mean, the same thing happened to Vince in the final years that he was there. There was wrestlers that would stick it up to Vince and say, I don't want to do this bullshit. And they'd be like, all right, let's change it. But then during the end, people were scared. And that's why we had all these wacky ass storylines that Vince did.
Actually.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be intrigued to see this title. So I'm definitely going to have my eyes on it. And when it's announced, we're probably going to have an image of it just for shits and giggles. But I'm actually ready for this.
It's going to be something.
I'm going to enjoy the tournaments regardless. The women's tournament right now for the tag team and also for the national title. Okay. So El Paso, Texas did announce that November 8th is National Eddie Guerrero's Day. So that's touching. We already know about 20 years ago is the passing of Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yep. I still remember it like yesterday. Shock value. I was still a kid. And honestly, that was for some people, it was Owen. For some people, it was Bray. I think to me at the time was more Eddie because I understood at that point what death was. And I was at that age where I'm like, I was a big wrestling fan. We were, and I'm just like, oh, damn. So, news hit is all sad. And we still feel the effects to it to this day. We still see his style mimic from a lot of wrestlers, a lot of homages. I mean, of course, we have Dom, Mercedes Moné. Yeah, big Eddie Guerrero fan. And we still have a lot of wrestlers that still, look up to this guy and just, enjoy his work, dude. Very underrated at the time. But El Paso, Texas, man, that's sweet. Honestly, that's amazing. Really, that's where he was from too, by the way. So that's kind of nice that you guys did that out there. National Eddie Guerrero Day. Maybe one day I'm gonna go out there just to see on that day if they do anything special out there.
I'm sure we have to.
Yeah. So, any news that you want to throw out real quick?
Some far nothing, brother.
All right. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts? Hey, man, to El Paso, thank you for acknowledging the hero that he was. For me, it was both Owen and Eddie that hit me hard. Owen was because it finally took me away from my safe space, which was wrestling. In order for me to just enjoy my life, it was wrestling. And then Eddie, because it was like, man, like it just hurt so much. It really, really hurt so much, and just you couldn't believe it at first.
Yep. All right. So one more thing before we set off. We're gonna talk about real quick. TKO did comment recently. I know you sent me this link too at the same time, so you probably read a little bit about the ticket pricing and the stuff that's going on into the future and how they want to kind of delete Vince's legacy when it comes to these old PLEs and create new PLEs like WrestlePalooza, even though WrestlePalooza is an ECW original, and it was supposed to be a parody of Lollapalooza, which was supposed to be a joke. Yeah. At the time, it was supposed to be a joke. Even the ECW's wrestler says this is a fucking joke, isn't it? It's hilarious how they want to move away from stuff that works, PLEs that work and create these dumb PLEs that did not do well.
Great Balls of Fire is coming back.
Yeah, but according to them, though, WrestlePalooza did well overall, even on ratings. I don't know about all that. I don't think it did. I really don't think it did. Especially since we had that C average rating from ESPN themselves. Oh, well, by the way, it says Drew's coming back for War Games.
Coming back for War Games. I can see it happening for the fourth member of that team.
Actually, that could be it. It could be Brock, and it could be, Cena wrestlers. I could see Brock on the other side. And then it could be Drew.
For Cody.
Yeah, which makes sense. They recruit Drew at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be like the fifth member revealed.
Yeah, we'll find out next week probably.
Literally next week.
But dude, what do you think about this? Look,
the Monday of.
Pricing out. Look, we already see attendance is low for SmackDown. I think it was low this week too. Not as low as last week, but kind of low. Are we seeing already the bubble crash? I think so, in my opinion. Do you think what they said, the statement, and how they want to keep pushing forward for new stuff, new PLEs, and get rid of the old stuff, kind of? It's kind of like saying, yeah, but Vince did was great, but let's move away from that and throw you new ideas. Those PLEs are good. Imagine they get rid of WrestleMania. Imagine they get rid of Backlash.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to WWE 1 and just do that for the whole pay-per-view, like UFC does. I would not be surprised if they do that.
WWE 1, 2, and then next thing we're up to WWE 296. Shit like that.
Literally, I can see it just,
I wouldn't doubt it because I think that's what they're aiming at. Like No Way Out, Armageddon, Bash at the Beach, In Your House. That was a good one. I fucking hated that they got rid of In Your House. I mean, they brought it for NXT, which is nice, but I used to love these In Your House things.
Me too. Oh, yeah.
Vengeance. And then we have him saying as well.
I mean, Vince came up with some new ideas. Great Balls of Fire.
I thought that was great to me.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that fucking guy was trolling these. He was trolling back then too. He was like, this is such good shit. They keep saying it. Great Balls of Fire.
Fire.
So we're getting more expensive tickets. We're getting shittier product. We're gonna get new PLEs. We're gonna get merch charged up, and we're gonna get. I don't know. I mean, what else are we missing here, bro? Like, what do you think? I mean, personally, for me, I guess we look forward for bad booking, higher prices, and stupid PLEs coming our way.
I'm telling you, watch a year, at most 6 months, a year, you're gonna start seeing WWE 1, WWE 2, and 3, and 4. And it's just WWE this. You're gonna be gone with the names.
Honestly, it looks like they're pushing the hardcore fans out.
That was TKO's thing from day one, because they said, guys, we're combining both fan bases into one. And we're gonna grow you guys, and you guys are gonna love each other. You guys are gonna be fantastic, and you guys are gonna spill into each other's like revenue. So it's fantastic. It just makes a lot of sense.
But here's the thing, there's no two fan base anymore. Because there was, so let's put it this way, there was your hardcore wrestling fan base, your marks, us, movie maker, the guys that watch this shit no matter what, right? The guys that used to go to the show just for, because it was gonna be bad, but you still went. And then it was affordable. And then you had your family, your casual family. But now they're getting priced out. Now we're getting priced out, and we're getting a shittier product. None of us want to go. What is there left? What fan base are we talking about here? I don't think there's going to be much of a fan base. This is not the UFC. This is not like any other sport. Wrestling is a niche audience, no matter what we want to say. I wish it expanded bigger like those sports, but let's be real, we're not making that ratings. Dude, if SmackDown hits 900,000 and that's a WWE product, that's your top of the tier, we're not cracking anything that an NFL does or an NBA at that point. So
even Major League Baseball sometimes.
Major League Baseball is on a league of its own, but dude, like we're not there. We're never gonna be there, and this is not gonna help us get there. Even if that's the case, what they're doing to me is killing off the business completely and giving us something new that we're not going to be invested on in a couple of years.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in a couple of years. I can see it already happening. They're going to break this thing down to this bare core. So literally they're probably going to gymnasiums. Or they're going to stick at the performance center. And then sell it to Saudi. That's it. It's over. Enjoy it while we can, dude, because believe me, it's WWE WrestleMania Saudi. This is the beginning, dude. It's coming. The first two was just a little peek of what's coming. WrestleMania was going over, or Rumble's going over. Believe me, Saudi's gonna buy WWE.
And even let's just say if that's the case, this is why tribalism is only gonna hurt you. So if you're a wrestling fan in general, look, I get it. If you prefer WWE over AEW, that is cool.
Fine. It's your pick.
Yeah, no, you can watch it. What I'm saying is when you want other companies to suffer just because you have tribalism for one company and you think that one company is superior, you support all their decisions and you say, oh, man, but they're making a lot of money. Oh, but they're ranking this. Oh, they're doing this. They're doing that. So they're not doing bad. If anything, they're doing great.
No.
You're not helping the cause. You're just making things worse here. So tribalism is bad no matter what. You should support every company because one day we're going to get priced out if this continues on. Even in the product, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to look a lot different.
I'm going to tell you one thing, dude. Believe it or not. Firstly, 2 comments. Here's the one they can come up with. WD Synergy Slam.
I like that one.
Super Duper Mania.
I like the Synergy Slam. I think that one's pretty impressive, actually.
I'm about to say something that's very unpopular.
What?
I hope Saudi buys them out a lot sooner than expected.
Nah, that would probably kill off the fan base quicker.
Turkey Al-Rashid, he's doing the right thing in boxing. He's bringing it back to life. So if he could take what he's doing in boxing and let them do what they got to do in WWE and just run with it, he just pays the money. Fuck it.
But remember, he's taking it to Saudi. You want to see these girls dressed up?
No. So listen, I'm not saying all the time, Saudi. Keep it here.
He's gonna do it, dude. They're already pushing that out there constantly. We're getting a fucking Mania out there. This is their whole Rumble. Dude, this is their whole thing. If they want to run, it's not just look, the reason why the man gets booed is not that okay, Les, right now he's doing good because he knows he has to get the fans over. But eventually they're building stadiums, they're doing all this stuff because they want to move all these sports only to Saudi.
Yeah.
Every major thing, guess what? You got to go through us. You got to tour all the way to Saudi and pay us premium prices so we could get richer. That's the real deal going on right now.
It really is.
So I don't like it. I honestly, personally don't like it at all. What does it say?
So, but these guys want icons and legends wrestling. They could care less about building up new stars.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when's the last time? Really, who's the up and up star?
Braun Breaker, but that was a Vince guy.
Yeah, look, Vince guy, Braun Breaker, and yes, he's your future star. But do you think Braun Breaker is going to get into Roman Reigns status?
No.
Cena status?
No.
Seth Rollins?
No.
It's not your guy, bro. Who else is out there? Cody Rhodes?
He's old. He's almost 40.
And he was really brought into from the indies. So he wasn't a homegrown talent. And as much as people want to say he wasn't. Drew McIntyre, same situation. And they're not pushing him. LA Knight? Yeah, get the hell out of here. We don't want you here. We don't want to push it.
Old.
Jey Uso, not the guy either.
Out of here. Jimmy Uso, out of here.
CM Punk.
Out of here because he's old as hell. All he's going to do is become a manager.
There's just nobody out there anymore. So turning in my eyes, I don't like the direction they're aiming at. Scary. Like I said, support your local indies, support other promotions. You know,
before you realize that AEW is gonna just beat out WWE finally here in the States, it's gonna happen.
I hope it does in a way where I'm not saying it beats them out, but it comes back on top.
It's listen, as long as Tony keeps giving us at least decent storylines and also on top of that gives us some good matches and affordable prices, we're gone, dude. We're gone from WWE.
I mean,
Tony Khan's a golden, I'm telling you, dude, if I'm Tony Khan right now, I move Dynamite to Monday. Let that be the competition. Do it straight up. Let it be the competition.
Look, I think we should wait until Saudi buys them out, and then that's a perfect time. Just stick
it still is a golden opportunity.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with AEW right now is that I think the whole Warner Brother, what is it, buyout?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
No.
That's also the scary part. This whole wrestling scene in about 3 years is going to look completely different.
I give it a year and a half.
Yeah.
I give it a year and a half. It's going to look so different in a year and a half.
I'm going to say 3 until like it's basically not recognizable anymore. I mean, look, the whole Netflix thing, we all praised it at the time, but that was the start of the seeds with the advertisements, the way they were going about, you know, it was the start of the end at that point because it just got worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary, man. It's a scary thought. And let's just hope, man, that someone comes to save us from all this. And it might not even be Jericho himself.
Literally. Do you think someone is in his ear telling him, I hope they do. I'm telling you, man, it's a great opportunity right now. Because this way you get more eyes on the product. Wait till after football season, after Monday Night Football is over, and start putting the book right there.
I don't really like to mention memes, but I did see that meme where it did say Tony Khan is bringing Shockwave head-to-head on Monday Night Raw. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Basically, once Roman Reigns ended, it went downhill. Honestly, it did. Dude, that Bloodline storyline was magic. And they
killed it off too fast.
And the thing is this, no matter what, when you have a top heel, people love the chase. People love to see the chase. It's like they want to see this guy lose, but if he keeps winning, they'll still keep tuning in because you never know when they're going to lose.
I'll tell you this. I think the Punk injury during the Rumble really affected a lot of things that we've seen now.
I don't think it was just that, dude. I think it was just the whole Roman being gone. It's because Roman.
No, but I'm saying, like, okay, put it. Punk wins Rumble. Punk calls out Roman. Punk loses at Mania, gets his main event spot, whatever. But we're still tuning in because we didn't care how many times. Yeah, we complained about Roman only defending the title 3 times a year.
But he wasn't going to face Roman. I think he was going to face for the World Heavyweight because that was at the time it was announced. But I get where you're trying to go there. I just do think it's Roman because, dude, once the Blood Night ended, what major storyline was there left? Cena's heel run was a shit show.
Yeah,
That was supposed to be the storyline. The Rock is gone.
that was another storyline.
I don't know when he's gonna come back. I don't think he wants to work with Triple H.
Cody's got to become a heel right now to save the company. Cody's got to become a heel.
He has to be the top heel.
He
once
can. He
again.
technically can, but
But
just
they're
doesn't
not
want
gonna
to.
do it.
He doesn't want to do it probably either.
But I also think WWE doesn't know how to develop that. Let him run with the heel.
Well, it was over the span of 4 years. I think it did its time, but they didn't have plans afterwards. Truthfully, I like Solo better than Jay.
I mean, Solo's fucking hilarious.
Brasileiro! That's a Brazilian commenter.
But yeah. Oh, okay.
Leonardo, welcome.
Welcome,
Appreciate
bro. Yeah, nice to have you. Welcome. But look, overall, it's KK. Yeah, Solo worked on his character. Solo's a great guy on the heel. He's more hilarious. But right now with the MFTs, it's all fucking shit show. They do the same thing every week. We don't understand the character development of the rest of the guys in that group. Like, why are they with Solo? Why is the acknowledgement? Like, nobody ever explained that. There's a lot of things missing, man, right now. And I don't know. It's not gonna get any better. Bro, you know how to read that one?
Little bit. Basically saying he doesn't understand what we're saying.
Sorry, bro.
No portugués. Lamento, no portugués. Español sí puedo, pero portugués no puedo. Basically saying the fact that he doesn't understand speaking Portuguese.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in for us.
Gracias por ver el programa, gracias por el comentario. Se lo apreciamos mucho, gracias. El corazón se lo apreciamos mucho. You can't put face paints on these guys and think people will be invested.
There we go. Best comment of the night, honestly, because at that point, it's the truth. You can't be invested just because we have them put face paint and then one fucking yells crazy. Whatever, what's his fucking name? Tamatonga fucking yells.
Yeah.
There's just not that much storyline developing. It's not going to get any better. It's just going downhill constantly week after week. Besides Cena's final run, what else do we have left? Nothing. What do you look forward to every week besides Cena? Like Cody Rhodes, no more. The Vision it's kind of done for at this point because Seth's gone.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio, okay. We got something there.
AJ Styles right now, but they haven't booked him.
They haven't done shit with AJ. They just announced his retirement. That's it.
Pretty much.
Hell, even in Dynamite, dude, MJF is gone. Okay, yeah, Hangman, kind of interesting. Omega can't wrestle as much as he used to.
Moxley, same thing.
Moxley, it's the same old shit every week. Darby Allin's the same shit with Moxley every week. We're having a lot of issues on both sides right now. Things need to get fixed. It's just, and I don't watch Collusion anymore. I used to watch Collusion often. But then I realized, like, this is not even the B show. This is a fucking D show now. It went from here to, and I stopped watching it because I'm like, I can't pay attention. There's just too much wrestling in 1 week. I mean, at some point I was watching TNA, and I don't know, I just fell off of that. It's just the future doesn't look bright for wrestling. I think we did crash the bubble, and whether we want to admit it or not, it's going downhill now.
Let's hope WWE will start 2016 RFO with the Rumble heading into the road of WrestleMania.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's just hope, man. Like
if they want to do it, it has to be started after War Games. You can't wait much longer after that. If you want to start on the right foot in 2026, you do it before Cena's final run. You start it after War Games and move forward. If you're waiting for 2026, it's too late.
So one more thing, just to give out like a note out there. When you lose the fan base, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just give you an example. WCW, back in the day, was drawing, like 3 million? Back in the day, wrestling was drawing a lot more than it does now, like 3-4 times the amount. It's drawing like 3 to 4 million viewers a week. Let's just say that. So once they went out of business, a lot of those people disappeared because the reason why it wasn't tackled on to WWE product. They only had a slight bump in viewership, but it wasn't the viewers that they thought they were going to receive. They thought they were going to get all those viewers tuning into the product. They all just literally left wrestling at whole. A lot of them
came back during AEW.
Some, but they're all gone. Like they don't tune in often, and they were done with wrestling because at that point they're like, our loyalty was here, they're gone. That's it. That's what I think TKO doesn't get. Once you lose that wrestling credibility, you're done for. You're not getting these fans back.
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand that
They
shit.
don't.
They just understand ching, 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 ching.
It's no wonder they did. Eric let Stone Cold go because he didn't see anything in him. That's true. He didn't.
No. Stunning Steve Austin. Look, but in the way, though, all that stuff works in itself. Look, if Eric Bischoff didn't do the shit he did, then we wouldn't have the NWO.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have that Attitude Era. It all worked out. You know, we could look in behind, be like, oh, they ran himself out of business. They didn't actually.
Goldberg wouldn't have been what he did, what he is,
but
deserving a 7-month build-up for his retirement.
It wasn't that they run out of themselves of business, though. It was just that AOL merged and didn't want wrestling. They could have been there for another 10, 20 years. They could have still been here with us.
Yeah.
It was just at the time AOL didn't want them. But all this stuff that happened was for a reason, and that's where we're at today. It led us all to get what we got today, because if all that stuff didn't happen, wrestling as a whole might not have even been as popular. We probably wouldn't have been here, and it probably would have been more niche than it is now.
Probably.
Yeah. Look, otherwise, guys, thanks for the comments. Movie Maker, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment.
Last but not least, put the little notification before whenever we go live so that you can know, at least know when we go live, because we just kind of tend to do things loosey-goosey around here. Right. Last but not least, I think they're going to try to extend this bloodline story like they did at the NWO.
Fuck no.
Oh, I hope not.
No more factions.
But we out, man.
See you guys next week.